Experience. I am your host, R.O. McCray, and with us tonight is a brother that, once again, is near and dear to my heart. He holds a very important position in our chapter as well as our whole entire fraternity. He is the Director of Social Action, and to be in this position means you have to love people, love to serve, and just be filled with passion. So let me introduce to you a product of the Delta Epsilon chapter of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, Mr. Calvin Walker. So it's a pleasant and wonderful chance just to have this sit-down conversation with you again.
Thank you for having me, brother.
It's no problem, because anytime you and I get together, we always talking about business or something crazy going on or something that needs to be done. Knowing you for almost 10, 15 years, I just want to go back in your mind and tell me about that first time that Sigma touched your heart.
Oh, wow. Good thing, brother, is it go back to when I was in 6th grade, growing up in Cleveland, Mississippi, in the Delta. I always wanted to be a Sigma Beta Club member. But back then, you have to be a certain age to become a member of that prestigious youth organization. And so one thing that I realized is when I became a youth member of the Sigma Beta Club, there was no stopping me. It's like I can see Phi Beta Sigma license plates and just chills went through my body. There was no other choice, no other option. When I began to learn about Phi Beta Sigma through the Sigma Beta Club, it just made me push closer to my goal. And so I would say my journey started in the 6th grade when I became a member of Sigma Beta Club.
Oh, that is amazing. And to be touched that early lets you know.
Train up a child. That's what the Bible say.
Exactly. And I want to talk with Brother Walker about your position. Being the Director of Social Action for Iota Sigma is a very vital and important role, not just for this chapter, but for the entire fraternity. I want to say that since I've known you and seen you in this role, you have served consistently, proudly, without any type of boast or chest stuck out. You're more of, I need to be right there in the trenches. I need to make sure it's done. It needs to represent Sigma, but it needs to get the project that we want to reach that goal. We need to knock it down and keep it going. With that being said, I want to ask you, why did you choose and devote yourself to running for such a strenuous, prestigious, but yet dedicated and ever-evolving office?
Well, brother, to be honest, if I can be honest with you on tonight, I didn't choose that position. That position actually chose me. And the reason why I said that position chose me is because one of the pillars that this fraternity stands on is service. And so you cannot do anything in this fraternity unless you do what? Service. And so people fail to forget that piece, the service piece. So that's why I said this position chose me. I am a natural. I give. I like to help people. I like to just see other people smile. So with me doing that, it allowed me the opportunity to say, hey, I think I can take on this role. But also, because we are currently in Memphis, Shelby County, I started thinking, what can I do to change this community? Because service is not only for the brotherhood, it's for the people who we encounter every day, the less poverty, the people who's less fortunate, everybody. That is what the service piece does. That's why it's called social action, because it's going to be a group of us getting together, bringing to a common ground. And so my goal is to rebuild the Memphis Shelby County community one action at a time. And on top of that, one of the vision and motto that I live by is everyone can't do everything, but everyone can do something. And I'm going to be a part of that something to get it done by any means necessary. So actually, this position chose me. It's just that service piece. Our founders, they stood on service, giving back, helping the community.
Well, welcome back again to the Brotherhood Experience. My guest is Brother Calvin Walker.
Thank you, brother.
And what I'm about to get into is a very powerful and sensitive subject. Okay. What actually is your motivation to serve this community, this fraternity, and just in this life period with so much passion?
Oh, wow. Okay, so, brother, I'm going to start off with this. You used the word passion. That is the piece that is the glue to everything that I do. And the reason why is because if you break down the word passion, it's pass, I, on. So basically what that is saying is anything that I have a desire to do, anything that brings me fulfillment and joy, I'm going to pass it on. So that's my passion. And what motivates me is every time I'm able to see somebody smile, make a brother feel like a brother. Because at the end of the day, Phi Beta Sigma, when our founders started Phi Beta Sigma back in 1914, we stood on three principles: brotherhood, scholarship, and service. You cannot move, shake, or do anything with Phi Beta Sigma without brotherhood, scholarship, and service. Coming from a person who's the baby of two, growing up in Mississippi, me and my brother didn't have a real close relationship. And so when I had the opportunity to join a brotherhood that's bigger than me, and people treat you like brothers, I would tell anybody, no matter where I go, no matter your color, no matter your height, your weight, or anything, when you have on them two colors, which is royal blue and pure white, and those three letters of Phi Beta Sigma, they're going to treat you like a brother. They're going to correct you. They might disagree with you, but at the end of the day, they're going to treat you like a brother. So because of the pillars that our fraternity stands on, which is brotherhood, scholarship, and service, that is my passion. And it all goes back to when I was in Sigma Beta Club and how Sigma Betas made me feel. Just them, the older Sigma Betas, taking me under my wings and teaching me this is what a Sigma man look like in the future. You know, teaching me how to tie a bow tie, how to tie a tie. The simple things that I didn't know in my young mind, but because of my advisors from Sigma Beta Club, that they put that passion in me. They put that fire in me. You know, like the old song says, like fire, shut up in my bones. And so anytime I see Phi Beta Sigma, I get chills, because that's why I work so hard for Phi Beta Sigma, because that is one reason why I have been 12 years consecutive, uninterrupted, financial and active. There's a difference. You can be active and not financial. I am both, and I thank God for it.
Can a church get a blue fire? Can the church get a blue fire?
Blue fire!
You know exactly. That passion and that fire is something that you have to hold on to when you get it. It just manifests. And thinking about that passion, you touched on it. I want to look at this photo right here of what started that passion. Can you tell me about it, please?
Wow, oh, wow. That's a real old photo. That actually was my very first conclave as a Sigma man, and that was in 2015, my very first conclave. And if I'm not mistaken, it was in Little Rock, Arkansas. And them two gentlemen that's on the picture with me, that was my advisor for Sigma Beta Club back in 2007 that brought me into this wondrous band. Well, gave me the ropes to join this organization. Them was my two advisors who put that fire up in me, who gave me the passion, who showed me what a real Sigma man looks like.
Wow. And it just continues to grow. It just continues to manifest, and I feel that fire, wherever you go, that fire just explodes out. So tell me about this next photo here with this prominent Sigma official and leader of Phi Beta Sigma, brother, President Chris Ray.
Oh, wow. This is the picture that I took at Regional this year. This was with the Honorable Brother Chris V. Ray, who is our international president of this great fraternity. And him and I, we was attending the Sneaker Ball, one of the nightly events. It's just so good to have a president that you can take a picture with and, you know, just real down to earth.
I totally agree with that. It just says something about that. Let's go into this next picture here. Could you go into this award that you're receiving right here?
This picture right here is when I had the honor of accepting the title of Sigma Man of the Year. And the gentleman in the picture with me was currently the chapter president of the largest chapter in the fraternity. He's now served as my West Tennessee State Director. So I will award the Sigma Man of the Year.
And still of the largest chapter in the entire fraternity.
That is true, brother. That is true.
But let's look at this picture right here. You're still pulling double duty.
Always. Always. Sigma Man never stop. It never stopped. This picture right here, oh wow. So this is when some of the exec board members, myself, my chief of staff, and my treasurer, we was able to greet and welcome the international president of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, who's our sister organization. I'm pretty sure you know there'll be no Zeta without Phi Beta Sigma. So where the Phi or the Beta is still Zeta and Sigma, right?
No comment.
Notice I said that was the international president.
Yes. And for some reason, Memphis, we just pull them in.
Oh, yeah.
They come in to handle their business, but they still got to say something to Sigma Memphis.
Yes.
Exactly. Just looking at the work that you do for Sigma, I have to go back into what you do professionally.
Okay.
You are a social worker by profession, which is a hard job. I just want you to share some of the hardest and the happiest moments of your career.
Wow. My hardest part of my job, I honestly can say, is doing removals. So, in the social worker field, we have our ups, we have our down. But again, to go back to that passion word, because I have a passion to help families, to help children, I do the best that I can. And my ultimate job is to make sure every child I come in contact with is not just a number, but they're a family. And that I'm going to do everything I can to help them. And they feel that they understand that I want them to be themselves, but I'm going to make sure they are safe. I'm going to make sure they are stable. So the hardest part is when I have done everything I can do and I still have to do a removal because the situation doesn't change. But the easiest part of my job, the easiest part of my job is seeing a child smile. And just a little success story. I had a child that I worked with, and she graduated. Her mom died, so then her grandmother died, and so she never gave up. She never gave up. And actually, this year, after not talking to her in almost 2 years, this year alone, she called me, and you know what she said? She said, Mr. Walker, this is such and such. You remember me? I said, yes, I remember you. How you been? And she just went on to tell me that she had just recently graduated high school. She was accepted to Texas A&M College, and she was getting ready to go off to college. And so, as the person that I am, I said, well, do you need anything? She said, no, just pray for me. My brothers are doing well. She said, you know, my grandmother died. I said, yeah, I heard. But for her to call me after 2 years of working with that family, that means that I made an impact in her life. And actually, some of, you know, if I don't mind, you know, I also did my very first adoption picture. I mean, a very first adoption. And so, this right here, this picture speaks volume, and volume, because this is my very first adoption as a social worker. And so, by this picture right here alone, that family just so happy. And that child, he have a story to tell when he get older. So for me to be able to be the person to work with the family for that adoption, that means the world to me. And then on top of that, I have a child. So when you talk about my job, I have a passion for my job just like I do Sigma. So they go hand in hand. So yeah, brother, like I said, it's just so amazing to just work with children and the people. This right here actually is me becoming an employee of the month. And I was able to get the award from the regional director of Shelby County. And so that right there alone, just it brings me joy with my job in social work.
Well, it's amazing to see you work. And the passion that you have is addictive. Because for a child to reach out to you, to say, I just want to let you know I'm going to college, and I'm going to keep on keeping on. That is passion and what it's made for. And that fire that you have is addictive. Now, social workers get a bad rap.
I know.
And especially within the black community. We, as black people, it's like a rarity to find a social worker that cares, or someone that's the label that they put on, that they just push numbers and things like that. How do you, Calvin Walker, deal with this? And what do you do to perform those duties? But you're automatically showing us with everything you do. But I just want you to go in depth and show what you do to just knock that stereotype off and say, I'm going to do my job.
Well, brother, I'm actually going to go a little deeper than your question. I'm not going to talk about just the black community, social work in the black community. I'm going to talk about African American males, social workers. That right there alone set the tone. Not only is I'm fighting every day against females, older females, females who they feel like they're entitled. So, as an African educated male, black male, working in the social service field, they always have negative things to say about us. But in reality, we the ones who doing the work, because at the end of the day, we think that's somebody's child. That could be my child. And I would want a worker, if I ever had to encounter DCS, I would want someone that would show my child like they're a person and not out of anger or it's just a job or I'm here for the money. Because let's be honest, anybody who's a social worker, they will tell you social workers do not make money. Let me tell you, the social workers do not make money. We are underpaid, overworked, and understaffed. But it go back to that passion. When you have a passion to help children, help family, and a passion for your job alone, there's no amount of money that will bring you peace and joy when you're able to see a child smile. I remember at my first job before moving to Memphis, I had a kid on my caseload whose father passed, and he was not able to attend the father's funeral. So you know what I did? My wheels started turning. So I got my coworkers together. I talked to the foster parent, and we ended up having a balloon release for this child. And that family was so happy. The child was so happy. So me able to see that child smile with that balloon release. His father served. We thank him for his service by doing the balloon release. He served in the military, so we did red, white, and blue balloons. And it just for him not to be able to attend the funeral, but we showed him that he cares. Because people don't understand that when you're dealing with children, they'll traumatize you. And they're always going to be in flight, fright, and fight mode. So they look at the child and they be like, oh, what's wrong with you? But in reality, is what happened to you. And in the black community, oftentimes, because they think because we're black males, I'm going to stick on that, because we're black male, we don't know what we're talking about. But we know how to handle these children, no matter the age, no matter the gender, none of that. We know how to talk to them, because at the end of the day, most of the men that worked with the department, they have children, little girls, little boys, and so we just push through it. It go back to that passion. That's how we overcome the negativity that the community say, the world say. Because I bet you, if you give them our job for 24 hours, they will not last. So that's how we do it. We just, what the old folks say, we like ducks. We just let it run off our backs. Yes. That's
duck swims. They just let the water roll.
That's it. That's it. And that's how we get through it. That's how we overcome as an African American male in the social service field.
That is truth, and that is just, it still speaks to me. Honestly, I just want to say thank you, because what Memphis needs now is more male social workers to fix what's wrong with Memphis, period. And I thank you for that. This is going to be just going back off of all the passion that you just explode when you step into the scene. You do a lot of work for NPHC, the National Panhellenic Council, which was started by Sigma. Why is that connection so important to you and to this chapter?
Oh wow! So I do a lot for NPHC, and one of the reasons why I do a lot for NPHC is because not only do I currently serve as committee chairs with the NPHC, but I also serve on the E-Board as a financial secretary. People don't realize that we in Shelby County, Memphis, Tennessee, Shelby County, we have 18 chapters here in Memphis, Tennessee, that will make up the NPHC metropolitan area. We have 18 chapters here in Memphis, Tennessee, and believe it or not, we are one of the few that have one chapter that covers the entire Memphis, Shelby County community. One Sigma Memphis. And so the reason why I do the work I do is because as a representative for Sigma, and also being a part of NPHC, we are better together. We are stronger together. We can do a lot together. Sigma Memphis can do a lot. I tell people everywhere I go, whatever you need done, there's a Sigma for that.
Amen.
No matter what you need, a dentist, a lawyer, a police officer, a doctor, there is a Sigma man for that. But then I go back to my brothers and sisters in NPAC because we can't do it by ourselves.
Exactly.
It's going to take, in order for us to get Memphis, Shelby County community back to where it needs to be far as the service, from where all of our founders stood on brotherhood, service, scholarship, sisterhood, uplifting, service to mankind. We're all still doing the same thing. We just wear different colors. We wear different colors. I actually, brother, believe it or not, it's funny you brought up NPAC because I was able to go with some other e-board members and we helped charter a chapter in West Memphis, Arkansas. And this picture right here shows us with the new president and vice president of the West Memphis, Arkansas chapter. They never had a chapter, and I was able to participate in their ceremony. So not only what I do here, it spreads because we just want to let everyone know we're here. We're here. So what I do for Sigma, what I do in my profession as a social worker, what I do for NPAC, at the end of the day, all of that right there, if I can describe Calvin Anthony Pearson Walker in 3 words, it will be dedicated, committed, and the service. I'm a man of service. And like you said, I don't boast and brag about what I do because at the end of the day, it's just my passion. And brother, I really do appreciate you for allowing me to come on your show tonight and just talk about Phi Beta Sigma and my job. And people forget that this part is called Brotherhood Experience. And this is truly a brotherhood experience. I really have enjoyed myself with you tonight. And I just look forward to what the future holds. Because remember, like I said earlier, everybody can't do everything. But everybody can do something. And brother, you're doing your something. By allowing brothers to put their passion out there. People see us working, but they don't understand the why behind it. And all I can say is, when I took my oath, and that Sigma was on my chest, I vowed that I'm going to work for Phi Beta Sigma. I'm going to uplift my fraternity. And I'm going to stand on the pillars that my founders stood on as I stand on their shoulders and promote brotherhood, scholarship, and service.
Well, Calvin, ain't nothing else that can be said. The doors of the Church of Sigma are open. We serve the Lord through our service, and we are always here to serve our community. Our brother Calvin Walker has just delivered all of the passion that is deep within every man of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, especially the men of the Thai Iota Sigma chapter. I am proud to say that I work with this man. I am proud to say that this is my director of social action. And I am proud to say this is my brother. Thank you all again. Yes, I'm getting country with it because he done got me full of fire. And I'm ready to do some more community service work. Thank y'all again for a wonderful time and just allowing me to introduce you to the passion that is within me, the passion that is within my chapter, and the passion that is Sigma Memphis of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. We're here to serve you. We're here to help you. And we're just here because that's what we were made for. So thank you again. And this is the Brotherhood